Hi everybody, welcome back to the BMW 328i from Chapel Hill series. Today we're going to be changing out the front upper control arm bushings in our stock suspension. We're going to be replacing them with Powerflex bushings, which are part number PFF5-1901. These are a poly bushing that is meant to be a upgrade to the stock BMW and should allow for the car to have a better feel and handling up front. With that, we're going to first clean our existing control arms, and then we'll get to pressing out the old bushings. Alright, so to clean these, we're just going to be taking some 50/50 all-purpose cleaner and really wiping them down, just really getting a lot of the dirt and grime off just so that we can press out the old bearings and then have nice looking control arms when we go to reinstall. And I don't think these have ever been really cleaned or wiped down. The stock suspension was about 50,000 miles when these were removed, so we are getting a little bit of pitting in here, but good news is on our ball joint that we'll be able to leave this in. Bushing looks good. We'll just clean off the boot a little bit. These ones don't fail as much as the other side. And we'll just do the same on our other one. Really, it's just a lot of aluminum pitting more than anything on here. Not so much dirt or grime, but that's what you get for about 50,000 miles. Similarly, jacket's in good shape. Just get it done since we have it out. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and press out our old bushings. And to push out the old bushings, we've got this WinMax press and pull sleeve set with adjustable cup sizes. So we'll go ahead and get one of the more intense ones on here because I think this is one of the bigger bushings, and we've got a vise that we'll be able to leverage in order to keep things still. So let's go ahead and get the kit unpacked and see how it fits up against our bushing. Alright, and now that we've gotten the kit open, we can see that it's got various cup sizes that we'll be able to use to push and through. They've also got different thread sizes, M10, 12, 14, 16, and 18 for the big boys. So let's go ahead and find which cups work best for us, and we'll get started. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our cups around the existing bushing. So we'll just take off the bottom here. Perfect. We'll slide our top cup up. Perfect. We'll slide it through our existing, making sure that it fits around, which it does. And then we'll put our bottom cup on, making sure that it lines up. And we'll just go ahead and get this back on. We're actually going to tighten it down a little bit from the top because what we're going to try and do is sit it in our vise. This way we can fit it in the vise grips without sitting too far down. Start to feel it tighten up. Make sure this is nice and lined up. There we go, it's starting to meet the cup. Alright, now that we've got that in there nice and tight, we can go over the vise and get this situated. Alright, now that we've got it over here on the vise, we've got our larger cup on the bottom secured into the vise. Got our top cup up here as well. We've got a 22mm box spanner that we're going to be using to tighten this down. It is quite difficult as you can see, we've taken off our cups and we maxed out at the cup size that we had for our tool. So we're going to just take a screwdriver and hammer and just gently tap around in order to get it out the last bit. Perfect. One more out. All right, and we got our second one set up here, and we're going to go ahead and start tightening. We've started with the 70, and then we're going to move to the 68 when we get closer, just to make sure that nothing bends. And then when we're very nearly there, we're going to switch over to our 68, 70. All right, since we maxed out on our cups, what we're going to do next is try to use a screwdriver and hammer to just gently tap around and remove the bushing. We did try to put in a little bit of WD-40 in there or loosen it up, but it's a pretty tight seal, so we'll just gently go around now. And it's out. All right, now that we've got the OEM bushings out, we have our upper thrust arms laid out. And what we're going to do next is reassemble the Powerflex bushings. The first step that we're going to do is take these brass rings and gently fit them into the existing housing. I do have a couple hammers here just to sort of go around and make sure that they sit right. All right, and now that those are on and nice and flush, you can see. All right, after we have our brass fitting in, we're going to go ahead and do the second one because we are going to get out our little compression tool. So let's just go ahead and get these second ones seated. All right, and those look nice and flush. Perfect. All right, and next what we're going to do is get the black poly bearings in. All right, and that looks to be like we've got the bushing in. What a learning experience that was. Towel in there. That being said, the bushing is in, nice and seated. Let's go ahead and do the other one. Actually, what we're going to do is just move it up with a bit of WD-40 this time. All right, we are out on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. Go ahead and get it off. Amazing what learning how to do the first time will allow. All right, good news. Bushing is in, seated nicely. We'll go ahead and clean these up and then continue with our installation. All right, so next step is going to be to install our stainless steel sleeves and the washers. And these do have a specific orientation, which is why we have our thrust arms positioned the way that we do. Per the Powerflex instructions, we want to install the top of the stainless steel sleeve with the angle. So in this case, we've put both of our angles up. And you can imagine this when it's installed in the car for a better visual, but when the ball joint is in the wheel hub and the top of the stainless steel sleeve is here, and you have the longer bolt coming out here towards the interior of your car, and the same thing is true on the driver's side. So that was the passenger side orientation. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our assembly grease, which is just some silicone, and just rub it gently on the inside before we pass through our sleeve. We'll put the washer on the same side as the stainless steel sleeve head. I think these are reversible at this point, so should you mess up the orientation, I think you should just be able to gently slide it back out and reorient it, because the bushings are uniform on both sides. No short or long side, and the brass fittings are the same. So let's go ahead, get our silicone grease going, and what we'll do is just gently lube up the inside. All right, now that we've done that, we'll just go ahead and orient our pins and gently push them through, making sure to put the washer. Again, we've marked these. You're going to want to have the sleeve head with the angle. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll just put our washer in. Might need to just gently tap this down. You can see it's all the way through. And now we'll do the other one. Just gently making sure that we're with the angle. Again, so our angle is up. We'll put our washer down, and then we'll gently push it in. When we meet resistance, we can gently start tapping. As you can see, Mr. Radio has made a special appearance again. All right, and once we're through, everything sits flush. Just check, looks good. All right, and with that, I think we're done the replacement of our OEM control arm, thrust arm bushings with our upgraded Powerflex blackline series. Stay tuned for more episodes of the BMW 328i from Chapel Hill series. Thanks for watching.